All right. Welcome to the Tuesday night Principal Chiro broadcast from DE and Band of Brothers. I'm Dr. Brian Moriarty, your esteemed MC for tonight's exciting call with Dr. Mason Howell coming up here, guys. But DE is upon us, guys. It's that time. Oh, baby. It's that time. Next week is DE Sarasota. So let's get those dates up there, Kat. Oh, let's get this. I love it. Here's our Sarasota graphic. Look at all those studs on that list there. Let's keep that up for a minute, Kat. Let's go over who we got there. The legend Dee Umber's on there, I can see. Looks like Andy Harding's coming back. Mike O'Halloran, Dean and Tony Ansatilli, El Guapo, Eddie Martinez, Ed Cordero, Ron Oberstein, Judson Lieberman, Zeus, yours truly, boy, Drew, Dops, Marilyn, Dan too. Boy, that's a loaded lineup up there, guys. That's one of the best lineups I've ever seen. I got to tell you, I'm excited for this DE in Sarasota. The Sarasota Farewell, our final one at DE Sarasota there. And so, guys, if that lineup doesn't excite you, I don't know what will, because that looks like one of the finest lineups I've seen in chiropractic. And there's a lot of seminars out there, guys, but there's only one Dynamic Essentials. So you want to make sure that you guys are there next week. It's here, guys. We also have some upcoming dates coming up. D heads back to Atlanta in August 11th to the 14th. Then we're at Atlanta again in October. And then we're in January in chilly Clearwater, Florida. So we'll be back in Clearwater there for January. So that'll be a nice little warmer taste for the January DE. So Sarasota coming up next week. Guys, there's still time to register. I'm still getting requests from people for rooms. Just so you know, there was a wait list for rooms, pretty deep wait list. Everybody who was on the wait list got a room. Every single person who was on there last time got a room. So now there are zero people on the wait list. So if you contact Kat, you'll probably get a room. So if you have just not made plans, there's still time. Airfare is still cheap, and you can still get registered for a very affordable price, and you can still get a room now. So message her. You'll be first on the list for wait list, and you can get all set up there. Please come to DE, guys. We'd love to see you. What else we got? Saturday night pool party. We've got the theme here. Our last theme was the blackout party at our last Sarasota DE 3 months ago. This year's theme, drum roll please, is the whiteout party. So we did the blackout party in January. Now we're doing the whiteout party. So wear your white stuff, your white gear, all your beautiful white clothing, your cotton white pants, and I don't know, Hanes t-shirts. Those are white, something like that, but nicer than that. So it's the whiteout party is our pool party theme. Breaking news here on the Tuesday night call. See, this is why you got to listen to these calls, guys. You never know what you're going to hear. So temperatures are expected in the mid 80s. Going to be a great DE, guys. I hope to see you there. I hope to see you there at DE. Yes, DE coming up. Okay, let's get into tonight's call. Very exciting speaker tonight here. Dr. Mason Howell is a December 2020 graduate of Cleveland Chiropractic College. I have to actually say the month since it was so recently. This guy's been coming to DE his entire student life. He started coming about 4 or 5 years ago when he was in school, and he's made it to nearly every one, which is incredible for a student to see that kind of loyalty to DE, but he's gotten a ton out of it. He's got an associate job out of it. He's working for our good friend, Drs. Ryan and Denise Dops there in Wichita, Kansas. And this guy's just a rock star, a rising star in the profession, guys. I can't wait to hear him tonight and to see him stroke his beard. The thing is growing a little too long. Maybe he can cut it for DE, but we'll see. Anyway, from Wichita, Kansas, your friend and mine, give it up for Dr. Mason Howell. Mason, love and appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for doing this. Take it away.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I don't think I'll cut it till after, get a nice tan line just from the beard. I want to start off with saying, yes, I have gotten a lot from this organization and all the programs associated with it. It's really changed my life and helped me become who I am today. And it's a honor and a privilege to be able to pour back into this system here. It's changed a lot of lives, and I'm sad to see people grow away from it, but it's good as long as they're growing. But I am honored to have grown from it, to continue to grow, and to now be asked to pour back in. Um, and you just have to. One of the big things I learned from DE is getting yourself right, so that you can then go and serve your community. And this helped me in school to be a leader and practice leading a community there in school, so that I could be a stronger leader in the community after graduation. Uh, and with this, what's on the inside reflects to the outside, and a great representation of this is grapes versus raisins. The big difference between the two is the hydration level, but what's inside of it shows on the outside. I recently met a lady that was told by a chiropractor, based on how her low back looked, she was never going to have kids. And then she smiled and told me she had 4 kids after that news. And I don't ever want to be the guy that's going to take hope from somebody. But I also don't want to promise anything that I can't guarantee. I believe that everyone's going to be better when they get off the table after an adjustment. I just don't know how. So I don't guarantee anything specifically, but I do tell them the possibilities that are possible through chiropractic care. So the guy to me that said this lady wasn't going to be able to have kids, he was a bit of a raisin. He just had a wrinkly personality to him, which just shows what he had going on inside was portraying outside. And it's a good reminder that we always have to be working on ourselves, constantly working to perfect who we are and to perfect our personality to better serve those in our community. It is a daily process, and it shows when we take time off from working on ourselves. The old saying, a day off is followed by an off day. If we take time apart from continually working on ourselves, then we aren't the best in our life. We don't show up the best in our lives or inside the office. And with that, we have to look at what we are carrying along with us. You only carry around what you choose to, and this is great along with what Dr. Judson's been putting together with the rocks in the backpack. We only carry the rocks with us that we choose to, and once we notice they're there, we have the option to lay them down. And as another old saying goes, possession is 9/10 of the law. So if you're choosing to hold on to it, then it's yours. You've chosen to claim possession of that. What's good is to look and see if it's actually yours. Is it something that's been passed down to you, or are you looking through somebody else's lens? A positive for me is what my dad learned from my grandpa. My grandpa didn't always treat women the best, and I don't know if womanizer is the best term for it, but my dad just saw that it was a bit fruitless, how he treated women and in relationships. And so that's one thing that I'm glad that I've learned through somebody else's lens. So it can be a positive and it can be a negative, but we can also take something positive and overcorrect it. That has shown in my life that I'm glad that I learned this from my dad, how to appropriately treat a significant other and not just go out gallivanting and being in the party scene. That was always pretty fruitless to me, but it's also kind of taken me back from the dating world. So I kind of overcorrected, and that's something that's a possibility. We can take something good that we see as good and push it too far. Um, it's always good to learn what we can from others. But yeah, it's what we have. Once we have that awareness of something, like I said, we do have the option to lay it down, and when we take an account of what we feel or what we believe. It reminds me of a great speech by Ayn Rand called Philosophy, Who Needs It? And if you haven't read it, it's a nice short read. I recommend it. It was a recommended reading for a class of mine in school, and unlike probably 80% of the class, I actually looked it up and read it, and it's a great thing that drives my life. It dives into how if we don't sort through our philosophy or what we believe in, then others will control it. And by that, they control what we think, and what we think becomes our actions. So if we don't sit down and dissect our philosophy, what we believe, what drives our life, then outside input drives our life for us. And it's kind of like being on autopilot. I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to live on autopilot. I want to see where I'm going and have somewhat of a control over where I'm going in life. And once we've sorted out our philosophy in life, we may people may attack what you believe in, but at that point they aren't attacking you as an individual. They're attacking an idea. Um, and I don't honestly know if we can defeat an idea, but I do know that when we try to fight an idea, we pretty much just end up fighting people that subscribe to that idea and not the idea itself. You can debate on an ideology all day, but your words have not affected the concept, but they have made an impact on that person individually. So this kind of came to me when I saw something in history talking about help fight communism. And I don't know if we fought communism or if we just fought people that were practicing communism. An idea is kind of immortal once it's out there. So that's one thing I try and think about a lot is when people try to attack something that I believe in, I make it not so personal. I try and see where they're coming from, and that helps not become angry in a somewhat stressful situation. But once we have our philosophy, it shapes not only our life choices but also our worldview, how we see the world. Different philosophy aspects I've got from DE and from chiropractic philosophy have really shaped how I see the world and how I see people and how I see health. And to that extent, problems don't really exist in the world, but they exist in our thinking about the world and in our perception of it. So life really isn't stressful. It's just thinking about life that is. So if we change how we see the world will be better based off of how we change it. And as we all know, we will end up where we are looking, where our sight is, our footsteps follow. So making sure you've got your head right, make sure you stay on the path that you're supposed to for fulfilling your purpose while we're here. Part of our mental space is also knowing what we have. Seeking leads to seeking, and having leads to having. So this is why the I am statements are so important. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, kind, love. And don't negotiate yourself out of something you already have. Tricking yourself into seeking happiness claims that you don't already own happiness, that you don't have happiness. So I do not search for these things because I know I am these things. I have them inside of me. Uh, and saying that you're seeking something, implying that you don't have it, is a lack mindset. And if we practice present time consciousness, there is no lack in the present. Everything we need is here in this moment, in each moment that we have. Everything you need for that is there. So you don't have to go searching for anything else. If we think we need something, we will create an experience to meet those needs. If we think we need time to rest, we will create an opportunity for rest, either good or bad. Maybe subconsciously we'll have an injury, or maybe we will express health in a way that we aren't fond of, but it gives us time to rest. And the opportunity has to be met by our philosophy for a beneficial outcome. When an opportunity arises, we have to be ready with our mindset set at such a way where we will come out of it going in the direction we want. And we won't let the opportunity or the situation bounce us into a different direction. We're just going to keep traveling on the path we have set for ourselves. And sometimes we recreate a past experience to try and fix what we couldn't before. This could be with relationships, finances, different health goals, with how you're eating or how you're taking care of yourself. But we also won't do anything unless we're ready to do so. So we need to constantly be prepared to meet our goals. And once we are prepared, to let ourselves know that we're ready. I think that's an important step. A lot of times we're seeking for permission to do things, and why not give yourself permission? Accept that you have the ability to be exceptional, and give yourself permission to succeed, and to make the most out of this life that you can. Sometimes with the situations I just talked about, sometimes we create those multiple times before we realize the opportunity for change and to correct course. But once we have that awareness, then the work begins. We have to prepare for the next time it occurs, or else we are at a disservice for ourselves. At that point, it's almost a matter of self-neglect. If you see that there's an opportunity for change and you don't act upon it, you're neglecting yourself at that point, and it's probably something that you wouldn't neglect for somebody else. So do speak to yourself and prepare for yourself as you would prepare for someone else. One thing that's helped me with this, and I'm pretty sure I got it from DE, is switching have tos to I get tos. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. I don't have to go to DE. I get to go to DE. And this helped me in school. I don't have to study. I get to study. I don't have to take tests. I get to take tests and show that I'm learning. And when we go from a have to mindset, which very few things are have tos, when we say that we have to do something that abdicates our choice, we say that we don't have a choice if there's something that we have to do. We lose our control in that situation. Like I said, very few things are have tos. You have to breathe, you have to drink water. Of course, if you don't do some things, there are results from that, some ramifications. So it's good to measure the cost. Which one's going to cost you more? If I don't take care of myself, well, it's going to have a negative impact on my health, and then I can't fully fulfill my purpose in my community. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be faithful. Uh, so continue on the work, and that will lead to success. As we say in the DE crowd, near perfect. We're always searching, we're always working towards that, knowing that it may be an impossible goal, but it's still worth working towards. And another thing I get from a lot of DE meetings is oftentimes people say that from the stage is kind of like a relay race, and life is the same way. So see how you are caring for the baton during your leg in the race. Um, I like to see it as a torch. People pass this torch to us. We didn't light the flame, but it's our job to protect it and make sure that it continues to burn bright for generations to come. So look at your actions in life and see, especially with chiropractic, are you helping maintain the flame by fueling the fire, or are some of your actions maybe diminishing that flame? Talking about this, it reminds me of a story Dr. Drew said from the stage, an analogy talking about how an umbrella can protect us from a storm. But sometimes, it rains sideways, and we only have a limited amount of protection when we stand alone. But if we have others with umbrellas around us, then that helps combat the storm even more and helps keep us dry. So I'm honored to be a part of this group with people with similar umbrellas to help keep me dry and to help keep me on the course that I believe I need to be on. More times than not, though, we are separated by some distance, which makes the time that we spend together even more special at DE. And I hope to see you guys there as much as possible. But there is a time where the DE meeting ends and we get to go back to our communities. Not only for them, but for ourselves. We need to take DE with us and constantly have that meeting space travel with us. Just because we're not at DE doesn't mean DE is not with us. And that helps us be strong and lead the communities. Talking about being strong, there's one of my favorite quotes ever is by Dr. Reggie Gold, and he talks about how people are like wet noodles. We can't push them forward, we can only pull them forward. So people can only progress to the state that you're at, and that's why it's so important to constantly be working on yourself so that you can help pull people forward. People don't want to be pushed from behind, they want to be led from the front. So living the example of the life that you would want for others is crucial. And life isn't always going to be easy, so be connected to your why you practice, why you work for your community, for the future, why you do what you do, and let your why fuel your work. And sometimes it's easy to get distracted by different things throughout the day, so it's nice to have something to anchor you back to your purpose and connect to the bigness of why we do what we do. Some different examples that I've heard throughout DE is Dr. Awais has jiggling the keys in the morning to get his mind right. Nowadays, I'll take a sip of water between each visit to kind of refocus myself, or if there's something happening during the visit, I'll kind of rub my fingers to connect me to the now and help me refocus on what can I control in that moment and what is my purpose in this moment. Dr. Judson, something that he's used in the past as he had a visualization at home. He had a cup of water above his toilet, and if something happened throughout the day, he would mentally pluck it out of his mind and put it into that glass of water, and then at the end of the day, he would flush it all down the drain, so it wouldn't stay with him. And that's a great way to help establish boundaries so that the things that happen in the office don't follow you home to your family life. And the last thing I'll leave you with connecting to your why is ask yourself, when the going gets tough, what keeps you going? And find that answer and use it to fulfill your purpose in life. It's an honor and a privilege to speak with you guys tonight, and I love and appreciate you.
Mason, great job, brother.
Thank you.
I want to end this broadcast by passing along some prayers to an old-time chiropractor that I forgot to mention in the opening, Dr. Chester Wilk. You maybe haven't heard of him, but Dr. Wilk was one of the chiropractors who sued the AMA way back in the day. And Dr. Wilk, we're hearing from our ICA contacts, is not doing well and could definitely use our prayers, as it does not look great. But so let's keep Dr. Chester Wilk in our prayers for tonight. And as far as you, Mason, always deliver a beautiful message, man. Thank you so much for being on once again, a repeat performer on the Tuesday Night Call. Great message, great tidbits. Really enjoyed having you. Really enjoyed the message.
All right. It's
Thanks,
always,
brother.
like I said, it's always an honor. Anything I can ever give back to anyone associated with DE, it's given me so much. So if it's within reason, reach out and I'll do what I can.
And I love that picture you showed me of you without the beard. I don't know if you can pull that up and show our viewers here.
The pre-DE face.
The pre-DE, and this is the post-DE face with the long beard you're seeing. Here's the pre-DE face. Look at it. Look at that guy right there.
Life without DE right there.
Yeah.
Life with DE.
Much better looking, okay? So, looking good, brother. I will see you at DE next Thursday, buddy. Can't wait to see you, and we'll see everybody there. Thanks for everybody for being on tonight. It's Tuesday night Principal Chiro broadcast from DE and Band of Brothers, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Take care. God bless.